lined up on 125.
Copy that, co-pilot.
I can put a move in whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah, I'll get centered up and see what I see. Looks like he's looking down at 64 degrees.
Yep.
And your headlights are on.
Oh yeah, we turn those off.
Coming off. 3, 2, no.
Excellent. We'll have to fill up and bleed the D2 high voltage comp.
Oh yeah.
I've been watching it, but
Has it been decreasing steadily or just
no, it
hanging
just
out there?
stopped there, yeah.
That's good.
Pilot, this is watch lead.
Go ahead, watch lead.
I don't think we had a round of introductions from the front row on this watch. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, we can do that. All right, we have a new shift after lunch here. We'll do some introductions. I'm Carl McCletchy, currently piloting Deep Discover ROV. I'm an engineer with the Global Foundation for Ocean Exploration, or GFOE. I just took over from Andy Lister on my left, who's piloting. Say hello, Andy.
Hello, I am now navigating.
On my right.
Lars Murphy, co-piloting.
In the far right in the corner is Roland Bryan, video engineer. And in the back.
And in the back is Caitlin Bailey, the videographer who is clipping right now.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Try to find some rocks in biology.
Yeah, and in the back row. Oh, camera's up. So we're in the back row as well, next to Caitlin, who's clipping on the right-hand side. On the left,
Yeah,
or,
there,
well, I
4-5
guess it
on
would
the
be
camera.
On their
That's
right,
not
I think.
there, your far right.
Pretty much
Over
square
here.
with the slope.
My name is Steve
Should we do
Oskovich.
another
I'm one of the
25?
co-science leads. I'm a PhD candidate at Temple University
125.
in Philadelphia.
I have 2.5
I'm
at
a deep sea
125.
ecologist
Perfect.
specializing
All right,
in
bridge, RV now.
ecology and biogeography of deep water corals. And to your
Hey,
left,
bridge,
my
we
right.
are ready for a ship move.
My name is Stacy
25
Williams.
meters at 125,
From the
0.2
Institute
knots.
for Socio-Ecological Research, a nonprofit organization, and also from
Good copy.
Coastal Survey Solution, an environmental consulting agency, both located in Puerto Rico. I'm a benthic ecologist, and I've studied marine communities, seagrass, coral reef communities, both shallow and deep, around Puerto Rico and throughout the Caribbean.
So welcome to our dive today. We're at 3,050 meters on a part of the Puerto Rico Trench that is, well, we have called the Vega Baja landslide. I don't think it has an official name yet, but that's the name and we're sticking with it.
Hasn't been too landslidey-ish.
Yeah, it's been more land than slide.
But we had to shift our original point due to some of the communication cables in this area.
Well, watch leads, I've hit 3 rocks with the skids of the 9,500 pound ROV and none have moved. Just thought I'd try out this area.
Oh, keep an eye out. It's very reminiscent of the strategy we used to use in the Pacific to try and find rocks from the side of a volcano.
Yeah, from a distance, you know, here they all look loose, but it's not the case.
as well for our scientists ashore who are joining us today on a Sunday or Monday, depending on where you are in the world. Remember, we're using the C-Tube version 2 system to track biological and geological information, annotations for our video. You can do that in real time.
Quick zoom here video. Hold there. Any interest in this watch lead?
Sponge debris.
Yeah, looks like sponge debris.
Just debris.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Go wide.
Remember, these annotations are very important for research and understanding of this area just as much as the actual diving is, because we can add our annotations as we go and make discoveries that much faster for scientists on shore who are interested in very specific organisms like corals or sponges or fishes. They can access those records very quickly and easily. As well, I always love to see through various social media platforms folks who are posting videos of what we're seeing on the seafloor. Very nice to share and go back and
Video
reference.
watching the skid.
Oh, sorry.
Whoops.
Thought you were going for the seagrass, and I was looking at a thing forward of the skid that looks next to that rock.
You see that?
Maybe
That's
that
where
one
we
on
were
the
yesterday.
lasers?
In the
Probably
IMAX.
not.
Muted?
Nope.
Or maybe that one above the lasers, that round one.
I don't know.
Or that one,
think
that one,
I've
that
tried.
one, that one.
I've tried 6 now.
Yeah, I don't think any of these.
I'll keep zigzagging looking for biology. It's this thin carpet of sediment makes each one look like it's alone. Okay, do you think Sirius is moving yet?
I believe it is, yes.
Nice, that's 25. We can, if nothing happens, we can wait a few minutes after the ship stops and then do another. So we're expecting just a slowly decreasing slope.
Yes.
Thank you, Bridge.
Should get down to 48, 44, 30 something. Oh, excuse me, 45, 41, 38. And the last one's like 23.
Sponge upper left.
We were speculating a little bit earlier that due to the hardness and lack of loose rocks, that this could actually be more volcanic or volcaniclastic material, or possibly derived from lava. What's that stick to the left-hand side of the sponge? Looks a little weird.
Do you want to do a quick zoom on the stick video? Is it grass? No.
Just a stick.
Yeah, looks like just a stick.
Probably not a coral stalk or something. And the sponge.
Yeah, do you want a close look at this one?
Yeah, a little bit closer, I think.
Okay.
Partial.
Sit down here.
In case there's anything living behind it. There hasn't even been a shrimp or anything like that.
Do you see something pink?
Yeah.
But
let's
there
look
is
at
something
this.
red on the other side, so
Okay, video, free to zoom.
what is that? to the left.
Tilting up.
Maybe some debris. Looks like some terrestrial debris.
Yeah, I was going to say it had tentacles, but I think those are actually just seagrass blades.
Yeah.
Something has a tentacle in the center.
Oh, but there's
yeah.
there's a cladorhizid sponge. Another of these carnivorous sponges. In the sponge, in the other sponge.
Sponge in sponge.
Sponge on sponge.
Chance to see the backside
Here.
of that sponge?
I don't think so. I can try a side view, perhaps.
And the cladorhizid sponges we've been seeing the past few days, these are a type of carnivorous sponge, unlike the filter feeding sponges we were seeing earlier, and same with this one here. Cladorhizid sponges have spicules, which are glass fibers that are typically made out of, silicon dioxide glass, and they have a very distinct ornamentation that allows them to capture small crustaceans and invertebrates and basically consume them. So they're often called carnivorous sponges.
Could try going in from here video. Rotate around.
It's like maybe a isopod? Yeah.
That was the pink object.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I think, yeah, I'd probably say isopod more than amphipod. But
Oh, there's like a little shrimp to the
Oh
right.
yeah. Yep. Toe slipping here. Come out partial video.
Do we kick on the extra lights?
Sure.
Coming off. 3, 2, no.
Okay, you're free to zoom video.
you can see some iridescence actually on the hairs of the
Up and down at you, 3, 6.
antennae there.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Video
looks a
clear.
little bit blue.
Say again.
Video is clear.
All right. You happy with this watch lead?
Yeah, that looks great. Thanks.
Okay. Go wide. Get those extra lights off.
Lights off. 3.
It's probably the
2,
most diverse
no.
community we've seen so far. 4 or 5 species.
Okay, looks like I have plenty of tether here.
Yep.
Coming up.
When you hop out ahead, I'll get you another moving. Or
Yeah,
I can do it now. Yeah, 5 minutes.
How long ago did the ship stop?
5 minutes. 4 minutes.
I'll just do, just wait for me to look ahead in case there's something
Okay.
amazing.
Following you up with the camera.
All right. Yeah, it looks good for that next move now.
Okay, same 125.
Works for me.
Okay, 25 or 20?
I could do 25.
25
You're pretty
works.
clear on sonar.
Yeah.
All right. Bridge, RV nav.
So you got a couple of these sponges coming up.
Yeah.
Hey, we're ready for the same ship move. 25 meters at 125, 0.2 knots. Good copy.
Well, just my perception here, but I would say the sponges are getting a little bit more common as we're passing along this kind of more stepwise terrain. On the vertical wall, it was pretty sparse, but now that we have a little bit more habitat heterogeneity, there's, I would say, more sponges or more critters.
Is that something branching, or is this on the rocks?
I think that's more of those small, worm tubes,
Oops.
tube-dwelling worms.
Okay,
It's
video
it's
free
not
to
even
zoom.
a tube, it's more of a worm tunnel. This sponge is
Maybe that was like a small little tiny sponge that we saw, because it kind of looks like that,
That
but
could
much
be.
smaller.
I thought there was the inside of it was very circular and spheroid, but yeah, tough to tell when things
look
are
to
that
the
small.
top.
I mean, we have a pretty
Big
Oh.
chitin right above it.
is that a kite?
Is that a chitin?
Do you want
Chitin or
the headlights?
Not
actually, I think
just
it's a
Weird.
Okay.
polychaete. Kind of looks like a scale worm. It's got very long legs,
Yeah.
so
So
maybe
it's
not a
chitin,
polychaete.
yeah.
Not a chitin, not a polychaete. I would
Let's
say
do the extra
maybe it's an
lights now.
isopod. There are some
Okay.
isopods that
Coming
look
on,
like that.
3, 2, no.
It's got very distinct plates and those very long leg projections and antennae.
Looks like the
It's
plates
a
are
weird
actually
one.
moving.
Did
Yeah.
you see it open up its
Yeah.
scales, whatever that thing
Yeah,
is
we
on the
haven't seen
bottom?
this before.
Couldn't tell you.
All right, whenever you're clear, video. Watch lead. Anything else here?
No, I think that's good. I think there's a bigger something white to the right of the screen.
Okay,
Yes,
take a look.
Yeah, it's on top of
You
the
want the
rock.
forward lights off?
Yes, please.
Coming off. 3, 2, no.
Sponge up on the rock to the right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this one.
Ah, yeah, that one.
It looks like you actually have a bigger one further up.
Oh yeah.
Quite a bit further up.
There's
That
actually a third
photo
one
of
too
that
in the
critter,
distance. There's a
whatever
lot
it was
here, yeah.
very interesting
There's a
because
third one in the distance also.
it had scales like a polynoid scale
Okay,
worm.
quick zoom here, video.
I have a feeling it's an isopod. There's a lot of bizarre-looking isopods that are known from abyssal and hadal environments. So I would double-check with a crustacean expert on those.
So watch lead. Is this a new one, or do you want
No,
some
this,
good?
I believe this is the same one that we saw before. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we can go wide video. Looks like a few more sponges ahead.
I would say, well, I mean, it's up to everyone on the shore if you're are listening in real time. You know, this sponge seems to be pretty characteristic of the site. I don't know if it's worth a collection, or at least a piece of it. But
Look
well,
at that stick there
Ooh,
in front of you.
what's that white? I think that's a sea star.
way in the
Stick,
back.
yeah.
Way in the back.
Yeah, there's something very white up there.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like, would you like either of these two sponges or go on to the white object in the back?
I think these are the same sponges. Maybe the white object in the back.
Okay.
Is that the sea star?
Or is it a
It's a little bit of
trash?
a trail.
It's awful round.
Not sure what it is.
You also have a blue or purple color up to the
It's
upper.
very white.
I'm guessing sea
Right.
star.
I think that's
Not
a sponge
sure.
in the upper
No,
right.
I'm gonna
no,
lose. I'm gonna
it's
lose.
not. I don't think so.
There's something to the upper right as well. It's purplish.
Yeah, see that? Okay, video. Let's
No.
go in.
Not sure what this is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a sea star with no arms.
It looks like a styrofoam cup or some sort of plastic debris.
What is that?
What is it? Looks like
No, it's
some
the
Plastic.
skeleton of something.
I don't know. It
It's
looks
weird.
more like plastic that's
Sorry,
been
video settling in.
melted.
I don't know. I think it's
Oh,
a
yeah,
body part.
there we go.
Yeah,
It looks more like a test now.
yeah.
Hmm.
What is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6. Yeah.
It has some sort of symmetry to it, so yeah, I would say it's something, some sort of shelled organism. Had that as its skeleton once.
Okay, we can go out to lasers. Then I'll have to push on.
It's very. I thought it would be more fouled, maybe, with other things, but it looks pretty fresh.
All right, co-pilot, I'll center up.
Copy that.
I think there was.
There's a coral or
Look
something.
at that blue thing on the upper right.
Yeah, what was that?
Oh yeah,
Really big
Each-
thing on the right side.
each thing is a little farther right.
This is how it happens.
I know.
But you should, well, you're going to be swinging a little bit, but
Got a quick zoom and
I
then
got excited there for a second that it might have been something we haven't seen yet, but I think it might be a
Yeah.
sponge.
Do you want to do a quick zoom here video?
Could be something like that Fareed.
Yeah.
Is this a new sponge for the day, or?
No,
No.
we've seen a half dozen of them. Although
Okay.
there's a small crustacean in one of the lower sockets.
Yeah. Just floating here.
Nice.
Another small critter.
Okay, coming back to center.
up at that.
Oh, there's
Something
something
growing.
branching
Right.
In the sediment?
in
Yeah.
the sediment right there towards, it's now going to be above the lasers.
Okay, video, free to zoom.
Oh, looks like one
Second
of
time
those.
today. Did we just see these? One of them down deeper?
Yeah.
Second time today we've been fooled by these worm tubes with hydroids. Okay.
Tube is.
You see the
This
arm
one looks alive
hanging out,
though.
yeah.
One of the appendages is inside that tube.
Got dusted. So, since I've taken over, this is the first real sediment we've seen.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the more expansive patches of sediment for sure, especially that has this bioturbation in it. But yeah, it's been pretty rocky most of the
Looking down
dive
to
today.
6'3".
First
Okay.
time we've seen this side of those sponges up ahead.
Yeah. Can set down and take a look.
yeah, you probably have
Several of
2
them up
more
there.
minutes to swing.
Yeah.
Oh,
max.
these are different sponges.
I think these are the back sides of what we've been seeing, the yellowish ones.
The mitten sponge.
Mitten sponge.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of them here. For this depth, it's definitely characteristic.
Good with lasers.
Coming up.
Copy that, Bridge.
I think the sediment will clear in a moment.
I think we got enough, but they may be soon wanting to sample one of these.
Now this is watch lead.
Go ahead, watch it.
The morning watch said we were going to be off bottom sometime around 1900. Is that still the case?
Let me double check.
I think last I checked it was 10 minutes before that.
Yeah, 1850 is what I calculated this morning.
Yeah, will you come up a bit,
Coming up.
co-pilot? That's good. Just wanted you to be able to see the tether.
Dark object past that sponge ahead.
Watch lead, snap.
Go ahead, Nev.
Hey, it's going to be closer to 1850.
Great, thanks.
So
Is that a broken rock there? Small pieces up. Center.
I'm going to go back to center here, and then we can keep going. Yeah. Yeah, so lots of sponges here, some sediment.
and you should be close to done swinging if you're not already.
All right.
Copy that.
We might see some loose rocks.
The distance looks promising.
Maybe they're at 5.5 on the camera.
Excellent. I think this one is cemented. I'm just going to try.
If you're just joining us, we've been looking for a rock since about 10:30 this morning.
Maybe.
Around 2 o'clock. 15 minutes to 2 o'clock.
Oh, that was a pretty solid strike.
Looked like there was one in the upper left. Pass. Where the sediment.
We're currently
Stops.
diving on a feature
Would you like
that's
another
suspected
move,
to
or
be a
you gonna hunt
landslide
around a
north
little
of
bit?
Vega Baja on
Actually, you'll have time
island
to
of
hunt
Puerto
around a little
Rico.
bit too.
in
Yeah.
the vicinity of the Puerto Rico
Something
Trench.
light over there.
I'll take a look up here, see if they want one of these. And then we can
We're
move.
at a depth of 3,030 meters now.
It's a pretty neat little sponge forest.
Those might be loose. One of those in the back. See those?
Yeah, we've heard that before.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep saying it.
You'll be right at some point.
One day.
Yeah. They do look like it, of course.
I bet you those.
There's a star on the bottom edge of that biggest rock.
Yeah, I see that. Let's see.
That's gonna be your ticket.
Which
Watch.
one?
The one on the right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm headed for.
Yeah, these look like good
I'm calling
candidates.
Crossing fingers.
Now, if only we could put the sponge on the rock. Well, we won't be greedy.
Oh, there is a sponge on that rock.
There is.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll fit in the bio box though.
No, watch the zone's a little bit too big.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we got it. We got to try.
I know.
Got a lot of people to please back on the shore.
I hear you.
Okay, we'll give this one a poke.
You were ramped up.
Thank you. You want to take Mini Zeus and there. Nav, will you keep an eye on Sirius's swing? I think it's supposed to be stopped.
It should be stopped, but yes, I will.
Okay. I need a little bit more down. Co-pilot, we hit joy lock.
Other one, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Is it on? Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, your hand was in the way.
That's good. All right, arm coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is loose.
Nice. You can put it anywhere. We have no samples.
Okay, I'll put it in starboard. It's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Gonna follow you over a mini.
I'll do a... Will you tilt up the Zeus? I'll spin it in front of the camera first.
Yep. Take control of the main. Coming up.
Let's try those extra lights on this.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Coming on with lights 3, 2 now. Lights are on.
It's pretty hard stuff, right?
Yeah, this is the strongest grip force. Okay, video, let me know when to spin.
Go ahead. Okay.
Looks like all I can see are hydroids at this point. Maybe a couple of serpulid worm tubes, but just hydroids in terms of biology.
ahead.
So
And
Maybe some small sponges.
co-pilot, you can get ready to starboard wing in.
Any chance of seeing the bottom?
How's that?
A little centered.
I think we got there's something with arms. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Brittle
oh
star.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe a little brittle star. Well, I still think it's
Something
probably
left.
too big to go in the bio box.
It's that left thing.
Am I right in saying that, pilot?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All
Worth a
right.
shot.
All right, video, whenever you're clear.
Hang on, let's get this. Okay.
Okay. Go wide.
Do you want me to bring the main Zeus down
I
a
think
little?
that last thing we zoomed on
Yeah.
may have been similar
Maybe
to
Zeus
that
down
other.
a little. And
That's all.
starboard wing
Yeah, I
it.
saw that video. I'm not quite sure.
Coming in.
No, it did have the same kind of characteristics, but yeah, I'm kind of skeptical about things that live under rocks
Starboard wing is not.
as filter feeders, which if it was a
going
sponge or
inboard. There we go.
There you
a
go.
tunicate, it might not have been the best strategy to live under a rock.
Okay. Is that
Excellent.
good there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to send that photo out of that mysterious orb organism.
Do you want it a little bit more?
Is that all the way?
I think it's a little bit more. Excuse me, that is all the way.
Okay. That's good then.
Okay, starboard wings going outboard.
All right.
Okay, giving you back control of main Zeus. And bringing the mini back to
Depth is
middle.
now 3,033 meters.
Thank you, co-pilot.
Yep.
Was there an issue with
Break it
starboard
down.
wing, or was it just...
It was just stuck for a second.
Okay.
Thank you.
Got, yeah. Alright, will you recenter mini there? I think we're good.
It is already recenter.
Oh, nice.
A little bit.
Clear the extra lights.
Coming off. 3, 2, now.
Okay, ready to think about that move?
Yeah,
Or are we thinking about getting a bio sample as well?
Not sure. Watch lead, was there interest in the sponge?
Yeah, I think so.
Great.
Okay.
I'll keep a sample.
Yeah, that sponge right in front of us looks kind of like it has lobes,
Yeah.
or any of them for that matter, whichever is easiest for you. So I feel like this is characteristic of the site, and at this depth, anything is an interesting collection biologically.
Copilot, will you come up a tad and tilt down your camera? I think I'll try to script. What if I could just try to clip a lobe of that one. That seems to make sense.
Sounds good.
Yeah, be nice to have some representation from this site, sponge-wise. We don't have a lot of sponges. It's mostly
Why does
the
that clock
stock
go out
sponges
sometimes?
and
I don't know.
geodia. Neither of which this is likely.
Yeah, I never could correlate it to anything.
Excellent. Alright, you can come down to like 16 meters delta or so.
Coming down.
So based on the orientation of these sponges, I was thinking, typically we find coral polyps, for example, that are oriented down on the downside,
Can we get
down current
joy
side.
lock?
I was wondering if maybe the way these sponges are shaped, they're kind of
Yeah, they're like,
concave up into the current, maybe?
that's what it looks like.
Yeah. It's interesting growth morphology. I've never seen anything like this
Okay,
before,
we can go to, you can take mini Zeus.
but I don't stare at sponges all day.
Well, it makes sense because they're
Current
Okay,
speed
arm
so that
coming
you
out.
have a greater chance of capturing particulate matter. It's kind of the idea behind coral polyps facing down current, is that it creates these turbulence eddies that allow them to capture particulate matter out more efficiently than if their polyps were directly into the current.
And it's the opposite in shallow water because there's more likely more food, so they usually face in the direction of the current.
How does that look, watch lead?
It looks good.
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, the port side is ready to go.
Excellent.
Let me know when you're ready for the door.
Yeah, it looks like it'll clear. Stand by, tilt down on mini.
Tilting down. Oh. Tilting down.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and draw out.
Okay, door's coming out. push back a little bit.
It can take off if we do. We don't want to hurt the drawer. That should be good enough.
All right.
Yeah, actually, can you get another few inches out of that?
I might be able to. Coming out slow.
Okay, stop there.
Yep.
This guy isn't expected to float, right?
No, they're
think
not
so.
floaters, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
They're soft, but they're not floaters.
Oh, your jaws are.
Yeah. Just caught the trailing edge of it, so I opened them quickly.
All right, coming in.
Alright, thank you.
Yep, so that was port inner. Okay, ramping down.
Oh, hold on. I got the hydraulics still on. Arm is off.
Ramping down.
Very nice pilots. Great collection. Series of collections.
Thank you.
And I think there's a starfish up there they wanted to look at. Under that rock.
Watchley, did I hear interest in a starfish?
I don't think we saw a starfish. No.
Two small white things.
Yeah. There's a little one under the rock ahead, I believe.
Is there really? We were trying to get a starfish earlier this morning, but we passed it too quickly.
Put your scoop under there and shake it off into the
Kind of
scoop.
in there, though. I see
Oh,
what you're
yeah,
talking about.
I see it. There might be a bigger one to the left.
Okay, video, let's do a quick zoom here, see if it's the same one or a new one.
Oh yeah, there you go. I think
This is the one, right?
I think it is the one.
Okay, video, you can go what?
Yeah, I mean, it's efficiency here. If this is collectible, that would be great. But it's kind of in a precarious position.
Yeah, I mean, we've tried these on rocks many times. And
Even with the scoop.
There's a different starfish that'd be easier to get if it's the same kind that's over here, but I don't know if it's the same kind.
Yeah, there's a larger starfish, sea star, right to the left, but I'm not sure, yeah, if it's the same.
I think that
Okay.
one we saw to the
Species.
left is definitely different. It's much bigger.
let's do a quick zoom here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one this morning. Yeah, very similar. It's very pale in color.
Coming to port.
Kind of nondescript surface. The center of the surface.
Can we get the headlights on?
We're on 3, 2, now.
Yeah,
There
I
you
would
go.
Yeah,
say.
video.
I think this is the same.
Mhm. Did I hear that there was another one nearby?
Yeah, I saw another one, but I'm not sure if it's the same species. It looks a little bit bigger and has more defined arms, so it might be a different one.
Video's clear.
Okay, we can go out to lasers.
You want that light off or leave it on?
Not yet.
There was a couple of small white specks in the sand that may or may not be sea stars as well.
Okay.
Those are back to your starboard.
You ready for the lights off video?
Yep, video's clear.
3,
Alright.
2, now.
All right, we can go check out the larger one.
For folks on shore, we're about 50 minutes now. We're at the top of the hour, 50 minutes until our scheduled off-bottom time. Oh, yeah, I think that's a different one.
Yeah.
Is there interest in this one?
Can take a look at it. Yeah. I'll take a look at it. I have a feeling of what it could be.
Does it have 6 arms?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
I believe in 1803 we found a 4-armed starfish, sea star. Was there ever any answer to why? Okay, video, free to zoom.
Yeah. Yeah, so this could be a candidate as well for a collection, if you think it's any easier.
Yeah, it's not under an overhang like the other one.
Yeah, this was spotted in 2015, and before then, it wasn't spotted for, I think, 130 years.
Yeah, so Chris, if you're listening,
It is true.
we were thinking that
Okay.
this is late
Go
masters.
wide.
Your stationary
Spectaculus,
pilot,
it's
if you want to turn
in
over
the
there as
same
well.
depth range, but
Copy that. Swing it over.
we'll hold here for a little bit, as long as we can. If you can give us a heads up.
Or are we going to wait for Chris's word to see if we want to sample it?
Well, we can get some better imagery if it helps you set
Okay.
up better.
Yeah, I'll get closer and then.
I'm looking at the image of the 2015 cruise report right now, and it looks pretty much spot on, but this one looks a little bit more plump.
Yeah. But the arms look more defined on that one.
Come off with lasers.
Yeah. Crushed a piece of mud with my right skid there.
At first I thought it was Pythonaster, given all the sponges in the area, but no, it looks very much different than the one we saw on the sponge
Copilot, we
a few
joy
days
lock.
ago. Even though
Coming
the depth
on.
ranges were a little similar. That one was
Joy lock's in.
800 meters shallower, and in the Caribbean basin. So this,
We're on lights on, or
if this is
forward light?
late master,
No, it's okay. Video, you can
last
zoom if
seen
you'd like.
in the vicinity of the Mona Canyon East Wall, which is not too far from here.
Too much sediment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting.
Have to be more square on to get a better image.
So that's an affirmative for the collection.
Okay.
Enthusiastic affirmative.
So we'll do this one port outer.
Copy that.
You trying with the scoop or what?
Did you guys already
Wanna
do
try
the
to grip
laser
it?
on it?
Cool.
Yeah, I believe we did. We can redo it.
Get spelling on that.
Yeah.
Oh, just did it at the same time. Yeah, it's about 10 centimeters.
Hydraulics were ramped up.
All right. Arm coming on.
I'm not sure if we'll be able to clear with the drawer. We may have to
Okay.
come up.
Okay.
Shrimp swimming by.
No, it looks, at least, oh, you think on the starboard side we'll hit?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it doesn't sound like it's the same species that was seen, but could be another new one, which is definitely worth a new collection. So, yeah, this kind of, we hit another layer at 330 meters here that seems to be a little bit of a biodiversity hotspot.
Video, will you zoom on mini Zeus?
Sponges, sea stars.
That's good there, video.
Some associated fauna like shrimps.
And a little bit of zoom on main Zeus.
And other crustaceans.
That's good.
So we're going to try and sample this potentially new species for examination. It's a 6-armed sea star. Not too many 6-armed stars are known from this area, or this depth for that matter.
Hi, Steve. This is Chris Ma.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, I don't know how much of a lag there is, but the thing you guys are seeing is coincidentally another sea star with a multiple number of rays. This is a different kind of animal. It's what's called a pedicelasterid. These are kind of the deep-sea relatives of things like Asterias. This might actually be something that I described a few years ago, but it's definitely not well known, and it's definitely worth a collection. I mean, as I said, everything down here is amazing, and I'm emphatically for collecting anything that we see, because almost everything that you could possibly collect it would be new.
Just a little, yeah, you can come up with many.
By all means, this is not late Masters for Tablet, unfortunately. That one will have lots of just
on many a little bit.
ornate sort of spines and other things around the edges. And we've yet to see that, unfortunately, but I think we will eventually at some point. But if you can, this one's definitely worthwhile. And at the very least, seeing these alive is very different from what they look like as specimens, because the arms are really inflated, and a lot of times the sort of compare and contrast is really useful for just sort of recognizing what these animals do in their in their natural habitat. Because when we collect them by trawl nets, they're often damaged. Sometimes they're not in one piece. So if we can and there's time, yes. But I kind of understand, you have other priorities and whatnot today. I know you've had a lot of...
It's a good position to get a different view.
I know there are lots of sponges and things, but so I'm not sure. But yes, I would vote to collect this.
Yeah, we're trying to work on that right now. Chris, just FYI, tomorrow,
full wide on both cameras.
The weather holds and the plan is accepted, we'll be diving in the same area that we saw late master back in 2015 in the Mona Canyon. So
stand by.
Hopefully you can tune in tomorrow.
Oh, I'll definitely have to make sure that I'm at the ready.
Let me take off here.
And also, I don't know if
I think the right side will hit.
Needs to be distracted, but I'm writing a short mission log for Debbie on the question of why the different sea stars have different numbers of arms, or at least what the patterns are like. I don't know which one he saw. I think it was the pilot who saw a 4-armed species or a 4-armed individual a little while ago. But sometimes sea stars are damaged by predation or what have you, and they only have, and so they lose one arm from a large bite, or perhaps a crab has nibbled it off, or they've had to release an arm because of
that was an auto death,
perhaps a parasite or a disease. It's not entirely clear. They can basically just autotomize or release an arm as a defensive measure. And so sometimes that's what you see is something with 4 arms. Exceptionally, you see a sea star with more than 5 rays, and that might be natural or it might be because of other reasons. But and I'll mention a little bit about these in the mission log or the post that I'm writing for Debbie. But yeah, no, there's a bunch of interesting reasons. Multi-armedness is a topic that sort of interested people studying them for probably since they realized that sea stars could have more than
let's
5
try that.
rays. So, but as I've mentioned before, everything down here, presents interesting new questions, and it takes more resources to have a sea star with more than 5 rays, and so why are there sea stars with multiple arms? And so this one has, I think it was 6 or 7, and then you have Brisingid that sometimes have up to 15. So one thinks there's a cost benefit to how these animals have manipulated their resources in order to make it worthwhile for them to have them. So anyway, but and just also as a distinction, I think like the Begoni asteroid that you're seeing, it's not the Ceramaster one. It's a more star-shaped one, and it's usually, as you said, very nondescript. The surface has no granules. They're actually smooth, so they're almost kind of
my arm's still out.
Just literally what
something when I was in auto stirred up a lot of sediment, so I'm gonna get out of there.
But they're when you get them on the deck, they're usually pretty smooth. And so the one that we're trying to, that little small one that we keep on seeing, that's why that's so interesting, because there are no sea stars that
I want to bring
look
Minnie
like
over
that.
so I
They
can
have
just do a
little,
quick
almost
stow with
etching
the
around the edge
craft.
Of the surface. There's several plates called the marginal plates,
and
that's
good.
And they have no features really, other than that sort of weird etching that's on each plate, sort of a little pattern. And so if you can get close enough to see that, or we can just make them out, that's an identifying characteristic.
Excellent. Thanks, Chris. Well, you'll be happy to hear that it's officially been given a sample ID, which gives it a good collection. So hopefully we'll send you some photos and see how things progress.
Enjoyed by that. Thank you so much.
Yep, hope you can tune in tomorrow.
I wish my best to everyone. Have fun on the rest of the dive.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay. Recentering Minnie.
Great collection. Thanks, pilots.
Yeah, very well done.
You're welcome.
And you guys were at 125.
So we are just wrapping up a bit of a collection spree while we had some time and some good terrain to land on and to collect some representative sponges from this area, as well as a rock sample for geology and a very unusual possible new species of sea star from the Pedicellaridae. That's a lot of syllables. Is there some debris or trash right here, or am I seeing things?
No, there's something white there, but I'm not sure what it is.
Yep. We do have only about 35 minutes, almost 40 minutes left in the dive today. We are substantially deeper, which means it takes us more time to get up and down in the water column.
So I was just in the process of resetting Z-bias after that rock.
We've covered over 300 meters of vertical depth.
For it with the verticals before, but we might have to dial it up a little.
And we had planned on initially doing a 500 meter or so transect today.
Did you turn it clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
Yeah, it's
we're well into that, but
counterclockwise is up.
we
like
expected to end our dive today at around 2,800 meters.
You can remember by like you're screwing it down.
Going to be a little bit deeper than
pulling
that, maybe.
Oh, jeez. Sorry. Pulling towards,
but
pushing
we've been
away
able
is up.
to collect a rock sample and 2 biological samples, a sponge and a sea star. So this has been a productive.
For your Z-bias, remember like you're screwing D2 down into.
Yeah.
Agreed, definitely.
$125.
Y buenas tardes. Tenemos más o menos 35 minutos para el buceo. Hoy estamos explorando un derrumbe en el norte de Vega Baja, en Puerto Rico. Colectamos una piedra y una esponja y también una estrella de mar.
And the rock and the starfish.
Mañana vamos a explorar el cañón submarino de Mona.
I wonder if it's just this, we're at the top of this kind of rocky ridge, and it's pretty sedimented.
Yeah.
And I wonder if this is just a good spot for flow
Yeah,
conditions
we should see
for benthic fauna. That's why we find a lot of mobile fauna in addition to sponges and attached other benthic fauna.
Don't land hard. Yeah.
Could zoom from here as you continue to sneak in.
That's one of these swimming shrimps, roasted shrimps.
Yep.
Es un camarón, puede nadar en la columna de agua.
Still getting further away from me.
Typically see them swimming along the bottom. I don't actually know what they feed on. I've never seen one actually feeding. They just kind of swim.
You ready for a move almost? He's getting out there. Okay.
I suppose they're
20.
detritivores and scavengers like most
Laser's clear.
deep sea crustaceans.
Maybe they also
Bridge,
feed
ROV
on
nav.
larger plankton.
And they have very large sensory antennae, probably for finding chemical signals
Hey,
or
we'd like to put in a ship move.
physical signals of
20
prey in the
meters
area.
at 125, 0.2. Good copy.
About to find out what he thought he found something.
It looks to me like it's probing the seafloor with its walking legs.
Yeah.
Could be looking for
Maybe some animals
Yeah.
living within the sediment.
some of the infauna. Might live on a slope like this, like worms, or
It's
Kinda
also
looks
like
like a s-
dragging his antennae too. Look at
kind of looks like has these like spider-like legs that are just creepy,
Pretty far
crawly
out there now.
along the seafloor. Very distant relatives, though, of spiders. Even sea spiders. We haven't seen any sea
When you come
spiders
back,
this
you might wanna
expedition.
swing
Usually
No.
they're quite
this way
abundant.
as well, so you're not pulling 90 degrees on that tether.
Sea spiders in the ocean are also
Or-
called pycnogonids.
Turn the other way.
I collect tons
Turn the
on
other
my
way,
settlement
and lateral.
plates. Yeah. But they're really tiny.
Yeah. The ones we see down here,
There you
depending on
go.
the depth,
Yeah,
can actually
I see
be
better.
several tens of centimeters
Oh, yeah?
leg span. Yeah.
Oh.
Here's one from 2014,
Oh.
feeding on a hydroid. It's a bad picture. But they get kind of bold too. Sometimes I've seen them feeding on cup corals. They stick their proboscis into the cup coral and digest out the tissue.
Yeah, I heard they're pretty ferocious predators.